One of the worst things you can do when getting behind the wheel of a vehicle is doing so when you're intoxicated. Not only does driving drunk impair your vision and motor skills, but it's also illegal. While you may think a few cocktails isn't enough to cause problems, you'd be surprised how even just one drink can result in a DUI. According to recent statistics, around 30 people die every single day in motor vehicle crashes caused by a drunk driver. To put that in perspective, that's a death every 48 minutes. Even worse, all of these deaths are completely preventable if people would simply choose not to get behind the wheel. For Shelley Harrison and her husband, it's been one of the worst months of their lives. Not only were they struggling financially, but their relationship was in one of the rockiest places it had ever been. However, the couple was determined to enjoy their anniversary. After a nice night of drinking and laughter, Shelley decided to leave her car in the parking lot. When she returned the next day, she found a note on her windshield. You won't believe what it said. Residing in Sherwood Park, Canada, Shelley and her husband had fallen on some very hard times. First, she received a parking ticket at her father's funeral. Then, while she was parked at the courthouse to contest the ticket, she received another one. Shelley didn't think things could get much worse, but boy was she wrong. Returning from the courthouse, Shelley discovered an eviction notice. This forced her to once again return to the courthouse to settle the dispute, which resulted in, you guessed it, another parking ticket. Regardless of the bills piling up and trying to save for a new apartment, Shelley remained strong in front of her husband. However, when he returned home one evening and said, "We need to talk," she knew things were about to get much worse. Shelley's husband informed her that he'd been laid off from his job. While most people would crumble under such weight of the pressure, Shelley kept her head held high. The couple chose to make the best of what they had and stretch every dollar, so they could enjoy a nice night out for their upcoming anniversary. Little did they know that night would change their lives in more than one way. To celebrate all their years together, Shelley and her husband enjoyed a lovely dinner at Original Joe's restaurant in Sherwood Park. The night was filled with laughter, memories, and a few drinks, perhaps one too many. After dinner, the couple made their way to their car, but Shelley didn't feel like she should be driving. Shelley was afraid she'd end up with another ticket if she left her car in the parking lot, but she also knew the dangers of getting behind the wheel intoxicated. "You don't have to be drunk to be impaired," she told Today. "I wasn't some crazy drunk lady, but I definitely had no business driving." The couple lived in a very rural town, so cabs were rare and Uber was expensive. However, they didn't have much choice and decided to be responsible and called an Uber. The plan was for Shelley to retrieve her car the next day. However, something happened that made that impossible. Stepping outside the next morning, Shelley realized she wasn't going anywhere. A snowstorm had blown through the area and it was way too dangerous to get on the road. Shelley feared she'd be facing another parking ticket, but had no choice in the matter. It would end up being 2 days before she could make it back to the restaurant. You won't believe what she found on her windshield. Arriving back at the restaurant, Shelley's heart sank. The car was buried under 4 inches of snow, and on the windshield a note was pinned underneath the wiper. How could she possibly afford another parking ticket? Shelley didn't want to read the note, knowing it most likely was going to cost her a pretty penny. She also feared it could be an angry note from the restaurant for leaving her car there. However, when she opened it, she was shocked by what it said. Shelley couldn't believe her eyes. The note was from the restaurant's management, but it wasn't an angry one. "I'm not sure if you'd consumed alcohol at our restaurant or not," the note read, "but we wanted to thank you for not drinking and driving." Even better, the restaurant rewarded Shelley for being responsible. Besides the note of thanks, the letter continued with a reward for Shelley. "Enclosed is a voucher for 1 pound of our delicious chicken wings. Please accept this as a thank you for being responsible. Life is valuable. Have a great weekend." Shelley was stunned by their generosity and kindness. She immediately took to Facebook to spread the word of the restaurant's amazing actions. "When I found the letter on my windshield, I thought I was getting in trouble for leaving my car in front of the entryway to the pub. Wow, I'm so impressed. Definitely going back," wrote Shelley on Facebook. Soon, her post went viral. Shelley was amazed by the response to her post, and it was shared over 5,000 times. She hoped it would inspire other restaurants to implement programs that rewarded patrons for being responsible. However, the manager admitted it wasn't his idea. Jay McLean, the manager of the restaurant, revealed that he took the idea from a local bar. "I just thought to operate a restaurant in a rural-type area like Sherwood Park, where transit is minimal and a lot of people drive. I just thought it was the perfect match." However, not all the response was positive. Some of the responses to Shelley's story tried to make claims that McLean was only trying to advertise for Original Joe's. However, this couldn't be further from the truth. Shelley immediately took to Facebook to shut down the lies and rumors. Shelley posted, "Jay is a great guy, truly only doing what he feels is right. I can't believe that some people actually are accusing him of taking advantage of the situation. He's been doing it for over a year with no expectations, just being a good guy." Regardless of the motives, the message of not drinking and driving was a beneficial one. Shelley continues to hope her story encourages others not to drink and drive. While it may be inconvenient to leave your vehicle, your life is worth so much more. We hope more restaurants follow in Original Joe's footsteps and reward patrons for making the right choice.